Most people know 75 Hard as a mentally tough fitness challenge.
A challenge that has been called an Ironman for your brain.
But what if I told you I'm taking the same discipline for 75 Hard and applying it to my finances? For the next 75 days, I'm going all in on paying down debt, sticking to my budget, and cutting expenses. Welcome to
75
Hard Finance Edition. Hey y'all, if you're new here, I'm La, and on this channel I share my journey to paying down over $175,000 of debt. In this video, we're going to be talking about how I'm starting 75 Hard Finance Edition, which I was inspired by content creators Just Call Me Nikki and Money with Susanna. So if you have not watched any of their videos, make sure you subscribe to their channels. I'm going to link their channels below. So why am I even doing this? So I have been looking for something to push the barriers of my debt payoff journey. I started documenting my debt payoff journey in July on this channel, and right now, me and my husband are focused on paying down a personal loan that has a really high interest rate, and I want it gone fast. I wanted to do this channel to see just how much we could truly throw at debt if we cut some of our expenses and we strictly stick to a budget. So what are the rules to 75 Hard Finance Edition? These are the rules that I came up with, and you're free to come along on a journey and participate in these same rules, or you can tailor the rules to your own journey. But I would love it if you guys decided to go on the journey with me and participate in 75 Hard Finance Edition. So this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to make at least one debt payment every single day. Now, on the weekends, I can't call in and make a debt payment on the personal loan that I'm paying on, because that's the only way that I can make principal payments. So I'm going to accrue that money over the weekend, and I'll make that payment on Monday. So on Mondays, I'll make 3 days worth of debt payments. But even if it's just a few dollars, I want to put money towards debt every day. And my goal is $5 of money towards debt every day. And what that means is I'm going to be scrounging up extra dollars as much as I can. I'll be selling stuff on Facebook Marketplace, because I have tons of baby things that my daughter has outgrown and kids toys that I could probably sell on Facebook Marketplace. And there's other stuff that we have around the house laying around that we're not using that I'm going to be selling. Other ways that I'll be trying to make money is using cashback apps, like when I go grocery shopping. So I'll be using Ibotta, and then also using the Get Upside app. And if you haven't signed up for any of those cashback apps, I'll have links for those in the description box as well. Next, I'm going to be tracking every single expense that I do. So instead of taking it to pen and paper, because I don't usually track every expense every day, what I'm going to do is I am going to prompt ChatGPT to keep up with my expenses. And since you can talk to chat with the microphone, as I am purchasing things throughout the day and the weeks, I will just be telling it to chat so it can keep a tally of my expenses, and I will go over those expenses at the end of every week. Next is I'm going to be sticking to my budget, and I have 3 strict categories that I do not want to go over this month, because I typically sometimes go over in these areas. So I'm going to be strict on groceries, and my budget for groceries every month is $1,000. Strict on eating out, and our eating out budget for this month is $250. And strict on personal spending. Also, if it's not budgeted, then I'm not paying for it. I'm not buying anything unless something comes up, because we do have kids. So you do have to be realistic and note that things do come up. So that's why I'm choosing 3 categories to be really strict in. And then obviously if it's not budgeted and it's just a want and not a need, then I will not be paying for it. Next is I'll be reviewing my progress and my goals every night to see how I'm doing. And then I will also be sure to update you guys as I go through this challenge. What I like to do is update you guys in 2 weeks, at a month, and then in 6 weeks, and then at the end of the challenge. So that's how I plan to share with you guys. I typically do Transfer Tuesdays every week, so I don't want to do a video every week on this. But I might mention it in my Transfer Tuesdays, how it's going. Obviously, Transfer Tuesdays is the day of the week where I discuss how I move my money. So you kind of be getting a recap in Transfer Tuesdays anyways. But there's other components to the challenge that I probably would not include in my Transfer Tuesday, which is the transformation piece of this. So the other creators that I've seen are reading 10 pages of a finance book every day, and instead of doing that, what I choose to do is to root my finances in faith. So I have themes for every week for scriptures that I'll be reading. So week number 1 and 2, the themes are stewardship and trusting God. For weeks 3 and 4, the theme is contentment and avoiding greed. For weeks 5 through 6 is debt and borrowing. Week 7 through 8 is wisdom and planning. Weeks 9 through 10 is generosity and giving. And then week 11, which is the final stretch, the theme is God's provision and freedom. So those are the themes of the scriptures that I'll be reading every week. And I will put a free download below for the themes and the scriptures that I'll be reading, and feel free to, if you are a believer, to read those scriptures and participate in those themes and just really meditate on your finances and meditate on your trust in God to take control of your finances. That's it, just 75 days of consistency, progress, and prayer. I truly believe with consistency and God's guidance that we can work towards a better financial future for us. So if you are going to be joining in, drop a comment below and say I'm in, and make sure you get those free downloads below. And until next time, bye.